the smartest guy I ever met. And you're too stupid to see. He made up his mind 10 minutes ago. Do what you're gonna do.
People call this the best episode of television ever made. A perfect score on IMDb, an Emmy for Bryan Cranston, and an ending that still wrecks people more than a decade later.
What the hell is wrong with you? We're a family!
But underneath all of that, there's a layer of details most fans never catch, even after 5 or 6 rewatches. Here's all of it. The episode opens on a flashback to the very first cook. The same RV, the same desert, except everything feels different. The lighting is warmer. Walt and Jesse are joking around. It almost feels like a different show. Compare this to the first episode of the show. Jesse looks clearly older, and Walter's shirt isn't the same. Here's something most people miss though. That RV interior was filmed in the actual original RV, the same one used for the pilot. The one that gets blown up later in the series was a separate, non-running shell they bought specifically to destroy. And if you look closely at the door, there's a small bump on the lower panel. That's covering up the bullet holes from a previous season. They patched both the inside and outside so it would look clean again for this scene. During that phone call between Walt and Skyler, watch the sky behind the RV. The clouds and lighting shift noticeably, because this whole flashback sequence was shot over a much longer stretch than the story implies. It's only a few minutes of footage, but it took multiple days to capture. Also, Skyler's hair is shorter than in the first episode. When Skyler was speaking with Walt, she asked him this.
Hey, what do you think about Holly? For the baby's name.
I think I really like it.
This is a mistake, because they didn't know the gender until the next day. One more thing about this scene. It was actually filmed 2 months after everything else in the episode. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul both had to shave off the facial hair, and there wasn't enough time for Bryan's hair to grow back. So in this flashback, he's wearing a wig. Now we're back to where the last episode left off. Hank and Gomez are pinned down by Jack's crew in a shootout in the desert. And almost immediately you'll notice something off if you're paying close attention. Hank has blood on his hand, and the amount of blood actually changes between shots. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the angle.
Whoa, simmer down there, Sparky.
Gomez doesn't make it. He's killed almost instantly. They added the fly sound to sound realistic. Then there's Walt. Last time we saw him in the previous episode, his glasses flew off during the chaos. In this episode, he somehow got them back on, despite being face down in the dirt with his hands cuffed behind his back the whole time. This is the scene everybody remembers. Hank, handcuffed, facing down Jack and his crew, with Walt begging for his life.
Don't kill him! Back it up. Come on. Don't kill him! Get back.
Walt offers Jack the entire $11 million buried in the desert, just to let Hank live. Jack actually considers it for a second. He even tells Hank he can walk away if he agrees to drop everything. Look at this disgusting spit. The next scene it is gone.
Do what you're gonna do.
After Hank is killed, Walt completely breaks. He drops to his knees in the dirt. And this is actually the first time in the entire series we see him fall like that.
Pinkman, you still owe me.
If you can find him, we'll kill him.
Found him.
Jack's crew finds Jesse hiding nearby. Todd convinces Jack not to kill him, on the idea that Jesse can help get the meth purity back up. And right before they drag Jesse off, Walt does something that might be the cruelest thing he does in the entire show.
I watched Jane die. I watched her overdose and choke to death. I could have saved her, but I didn't.
He tells Jesse the truth about Jane, that he was there when she overdosed, that he could have saved her, and that he chose not to. Right after this, the actual opening title card appears, 18.5 minutes into the episode. For context, every other episode in the show's history puts the title card in the first few minutes. And when the names do appear, they're staggered to match what's happening on screen. Walt is staring at the spot where Hank's body was buried, and there's a deliberate pause before Dean Norris's name shows up, almost like a small tribute placed right at the moment Walt is processing what he's done. After burying Hank and Gomez in the same hole that used to hold his money, Walt is left alone with 1 barrel of cash and a truck that won't start. So he does the only thing he can. He rolls $11 million across the desert by himself. While he's doing this, he passes a pair of pants lying in the sand. If that looks familiar, It's because those are meant to be the same pants Walt lost off the back of the RV in the very first episode of the show. It's been 5 seasons, and the desert apparently never got around to cleaning that up. Walt eventually finds an old man with a truck and trades him the barrel of cash for it, no questions asked. When Walt gets home, Skyler is already on her way back herself, and this is actually a callback to a scene from season 3, where she comes home and is startled to find Walt waiting for her.
Just listen to me! I need you to go into your bedroom right now and grab anything that's important. You understand? Go, now, both of you.
Walt tries to convince her they need to leave immediately, that he has $11 million in the car, that they can start over. Skyler asks where Hank is. Walt won't answer, and when she finally puts it together that Hank is dead and that Walt is responsible, she grabs a kitchen knife. The fight between Walt and Skyler is brutal, and most of it really is Bryan Cranston and Anna Gunn themselves, though a couple of the wider shots use stunt doubles. Junior jumps in to stop it, and in the chaos, baby Holly starts crying. Walt grabs Holly and runs. Junior calls 911, gives the real address, and Skyler is left screaming in the street as Walt drives off with the baby. In the car, Walt tries to talk himself into a new life with Holly, telling her they're going to get her a new car seat, a new home, a fresh start. And then Holly says one word. She calls for her mom.
Mama. Mama.
That moment wasn't scripted that way. The line was an ad-lib from the actual baby playing Holly, who was looking at her real mother off camera, and Bryan Cranston just rolled with it because it worked too perfectly to cut. It's the moment Walt finally realizes he can't do this. Not even he can convince himself this is a fresh start anymore. Walt calls Skyler from a payphone knowing the police are listening. And here's where a lot of people get this scene wrong on first watch. Walt isn't actually trying to manipulate Skyler here. He's performing for the cops. Every cruel thing he says, calling her ungrateful, telling her she never appreciated what he built, Walt drops Holly off at a fire station. We know what Walt wants to do here. We can see the snow in the background. You can see the camera reflection on the car. So that's Ozymandias, broken down piece by piece. If you want more of these for the rest of the final season, subscribe.